All right.
All right.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. It's Erin.
And Nicole. This is Dude That's Fucked Up. Yeehaw.
Radin' Cowboy. Let's do this podcast.
Let's do it. Let's have some fun.
Let's have some fun. This is an escape. Let's do it. What's going on in our little business world?
Okay. Well, I think we always want to say, leave us a review if you don't mind. iTunes would be great.
Be
or
rad.
Anywhere.
We'd love that.
And usually we would wait till the end, but maybe you don't hear it at the end, so we're going to kick it off with that.
Okay.
Also, big news. We're on TikTok now. We have posted a TikTok.
What are we? Gen Z?
Oh my God. Like, look, we're so young. We're so with it. We're so hip. No, it's just fun. There's so many fun sound bites that we've created.
Accumulated over the past 3, almost 4 years.
Yeah, and now we have this, now we are also putting our episodes up on YouTube so you could see our reactions and stuff, and there's a visual element, but podcasts obviously like lack a visual element, so we're just thinking it'll be fun to make silly little videos of like some of our favorite clips.
Yeah, some past episodes. So if you have something that you would like to see have some sort of visual element to it that you've heard in past episodes, let us know, and we will do that TikTok.
Yes. Oh my gosh, would love it. We
will do the TikTok.
We'll do we're gonna do the talk tick.
We'll get that up there for you.
Yeah. I also do I have anything in my teeth? I forgot to check.
You're good. Am I good?
Okay, good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you're good. We're good.
Yeah,
okay.
Your teeth are beautiful and pearly white and gorgeous.
Thank you. Oh, wow. Thank you.
It's like the little things that you just don't think about because
it's like I'm just talking to you, so it's like I don't care.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
We've already FaceTimed today. Yeah. I was wearing no makeup earlier. My hair was wet, I think. Yeah.
Jack had just taken a massive shit, and I was like,
you were smelling his hands for shit, I think, at one point.
I truly was, because I can't even tell you what was happening. It's not good.
Yeah, you were like, oh yeah, we just cleaned up his big poop. Did you just go poo-poos? And he was like, I'm a poo-poos or whatever. And then you were like, and then he smelled his other hand, and I was like, oh God.
It's just like everything smells like shit.
Yeah. Well. So we're on TikTok. Okay. Also, the other thing, we are coming upon our 200th episode. Mm-hmm. And we mentioned this last week. We would love for you to send us poems roasting us or the show in general or anything, really. Anything we've talked about. Like, we're just looking for, like, little short, fun poems that are relevant to the podcast that we can read on there. We think that would be fun.
We would love that. It would be so cool.
We'd love that.
Yes, it's my favorite thing that we do and during the holidays, for sure. It's such a fun tradition.
Yep.
So we want you to get in on it with us. It'd be really, really fun. So
fun.
Send us your Sinterklaas poems.
Yes. You could send them to dtfupodcast@gmail.com. Oh, our TikTok is rebooting. Our TikTok is DTFU podcast. Don't know if we said that, but that's where we're at on all the platforms.
Yep.
But yeah, just you could straight up email us or DM us or go to our website or wherever you want to send us your Sinterklaas poem. We'll take it.
Yep. Love it.
Yeah.
Anything fucked up for you this week?
Absolutely. So much.
Oh, fuck. Oh, dear.
No, it's fine. I actually feel pretty good today, and I think it's because I went roller skating this morning, and the first time I went was so scared to skate on, like, the beach walk.
Yeah, you, like, went far today.
Oh, my God, I went so far. I skated, like, 3.66 miles without even realizing it.
You're going to be so sore 2 days from now.
I'm already like, and I only got really, really scared one time where I was like going down a little, like, it was like the sidewalk, but then there was a driveway over it. So there was like 2 little ramps,
a little whoop.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, fuck. And it was like really fucked up pavement. And there was another guy on skates who was like a dancer, like a good groove groove skater. I don't know, jam skater. And I was like, oh God. And I saw him right before I kind of hit that part, and we like gave each other a head nod, and then I went, oh my God. Hopefully he didn't see me, but I didn't fall, and I was fine, and I'm getting so much better, and like, yeah, it was very fun, but you know, exercise helps. Anyway, I get back. It helps with the ragey, stabby feelings.
Of course.
So you got to make sure to do that. Mm-hmm. I come back. I've been kind of like stressing out. A friend of mine from like marketing a long time ago reached out to me a couple months ago and was like, hey, we're doing a fundraiser for my kid's school, and it's like a comedy thing, and I know you do comedy now, and like I would love to like feature you. There's like really big like industry people that go to our school. You know, they have like kids at our school, and like I just think it's a really great like platform, and do you want to come do stand up? And I was like, no, I don't want to do stand up, and like I don't want to go there, but I would be happy to submit like a video sketch or something like for fun, you know? And she's like, okay, and I was like, what's the vibe? And she was like, oh, it's a 21 plus crowd, you know, it's anything goes, it's totally fine. But like, just so you know, that's, you know, obviously these are parents and stuff, so if you can make it relevant to them. And I was like, okay. And so I was like, well, why don't I just send you the sketch I did earlier this year, which is on my TikTok, where I make a friend out of hair and other DNA and like witchcraft, and it's kind of weird and creepy. And so I was like, I'll send you this. So I sent it to her, and she's like, can I call you and we can talk? And I was like, sure. And so she called, and she goes, so, could you just like explain? She's like, I just want to know the like intentions behind this and all, and I just think it might be a bit much, and I have to be honest, the like blood and like birthing scene in it made me a little cringy, and
she said anything goes, bitch. What she really meant was the fuck word, and that was it.
Maybe, if that. And it's like, okay. And then she was like, I'm so sorry. She was so sweet about it. And honestly, I'm glad I don't have to do it anymore. But I was like, okay, first of all, I'm so glad that I didn't shoot this other sketch, because that would have taken up hours of my time, like 10 hours of my time filming it and editing it. And that's worse. Like I have people singing about like maiming clits and stuff. Like it is hardcore. And so I was like, oh, thank God I didn't do that. And also I should have known when they said they were starting a YouTube channel for the school that my brand of comedy was not going to be like what they're looking for. And so I was like, yeah, I'm very raunchy. I'm very like obscene, and I like talking about adult things. And she's like, oh my God, yeah, and that's totally fine. And like, I don't know why I was thinking you would be like, have family friendly material and like parenty type stuff. Like I don't. So it was, anyway, I got like dumped from a charity thing.
You're just not the right fit.
Not the right fit. And so she's like, well, hopefully we're going to do more of these, and like you could watch the first one, and like if you ever want to participate, please, like we would love to have you. But yeah, like it needs to be family friendly content.
I just think, you know, with those situations where people are asking that stuff, they need to be extremely clear about what the expectations are.
100%.
And like before you dive into anything like that, you know, because you still probably you spent time like thinking about this.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just like you gotta have the expectations laid out for you, and just you know, it's not. Yeah, it's the communication process is rough.
It's also like volunteer, and like she's not in that industry. You know, she doesn't know like. I don't know what my brand of comedy is. So it was like relieving at the same time. And then also like, whoops, like, oh, I probably should have just like, but yeah, like several times it was like, you can say and do whatever you want. It's going to be a 21 plus audience. And now I know.
That's not the audience. Yeah.
That's not the audience. Yeah. So, now my weekend,
it's freed up suddenly. Yeah.
Which is pretty nice. And yeah, Pete's gonna be gone for a few hours on Saturday, so I'm gonna fucking dance around the house naked, probably.
Absolutely, I was gonna say fart naked. Yeah,
fart naked. Yeah, I'm gonna poop naked with the door open, probably while I watch TV. And
oh my god, just scatter your tampons everywhere.
Oh my god, I can't wait. Anyway, what's your fucked up this week?
Well, this just happened a few hours ago. So I was sitting outside with my neighbor and her daughter, and we had like been texting, like we're like, let's hang out on our front lawns together, because they got some Adirondack chairs. We have some Adirondack chairs, and we were just like, ooh, we need to like sit outside together and like catch up. So we had planned to do that at some point this week. So today was the day, and we were just like catching up, hanging out on our respective lawns, social distancing, and just talking and hanging. And Jack's playing, and we're laughing at him. He's being very silly, and a car of like teenagers like rolled by really like slowly. I noticed them as they passed by, and I was just like watching them, and they're just like, because they were staring at us, they're just like watching, like you could see it was a car full of teenage boys, white teenage boys, just like staring out the windows. And I like saw them because they were deliberately driving slow, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I clocked them, and then a few minutes later they drive by again with another car of teenage boys behind them, deliberately driving slow again in front of our houses. And then they all roll down their windows and start yelling, Trump, Trump, Trump 2020.
Oh, God.
And my neighbor and her daughter, who's like 15 years old, were just like, what the fuck?
Oh, my God.
And I'm just sitting there staring at them because I have a Biden-Harris yard sign. So I'm like,
which is why they were...
Yeah. And I was just like, motherfuckers. So I like fully flipped them off. Like... And my neighbor's like, oh, like, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. I hate, like, these little fucking.
Fuck you and your baby dicks, okay?
Yeah, these little Nazi youth pieces of shit, like little rich kids rolling through in their mom and dad's little, like, Chevy Impalas or whatever the fuck. And they're just, like, yelling Trump out the window. Fuck you, you little shits.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have my house vandalized in the next few days here.
I was just gonna say, like, I can't wait for them to vandalize your house, but you catch it on tape.
Oh, I have so many cameras all over my house.
So it's like they can just try. It'll immediately wake you up. You could call the police.
You try it, you stupid motherfuckers. I don't know.
Oh my God,
I won't do anything, but
you should run a hose up to the top like floor. You should fucking Home Alone your house, but like,
that's exactly what I said to my friends. I was like, I'm gonna Home Alone my house,
but like you should Home Alone your house so that you could attack them from in your house outside.
Oh, we have an app for our sprinkler system. Like, you think I won't turn those sprinklers on? These fuckers?
You have to. That's absolutely. You need to have it ready to go. A power, like all powers go.
Yeah.
Speaking of attacking people.
Oh my God, this episode is gonna be rough, guys. Get ready. Today's topic, my God,
I love it.
It is definitely Halloween adjacent because
true, it's year round.
It is year round, but it is. Yeah. This is we're talking about a haunted house, specifically an extreme haunted house. I don't even think this qualifies as a haunted house, to be honest.
No, it's a haunted experience.
It's not.
It's not haunted.
It's not haunted
either. Like, nothing. It's just like an extreme. It's like, do you want to be treated like a terrorist? You should sign up for this.
Yeah. Do you want the Abu Ghraib experience? That's fucked up. Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you don't want that. You do not want that.
You don't want that.
No.
So today we're talking about McKamey Manor.
Oh my God. I can't believe it. Is it right outside
Chicago?
or like, why do I sound like I'm doing like an almost Pittsburgh accent?
That's a really hard accent to do.
Dude, I know.
Han, that's a hard one to do. That's not even.
That's like Midwestern.
Midwestern.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Like it's hard. That's how hard
it is. Yeah. It's tough. This fucking place though, man. McKamey Manor, what a shit show of a place. I don't know.
I think it's probably because it's like a 1 or 2 people at a time experience. It probably hasn't been hit by coronavirus super hard. Like, you know, like other haunted houses have. I've seen a lot of really cute kind of like Halloween experiences where you can drive through and they'll give you candy through your car window or whatever. And that's very cute. But there's no really Halloween haunts this year because of coronavirus. This, I think you could still do, but you couldn't do like a drive-through Halloween haunt because the insurance on that would be insane because people are driving a car and like you don't want anyone to like old man at a farmer's market you know what I mean?
Yeah. Woof.
Yeah.
This though, I would consider this one of their, like, possibly getting COVID is one of their things that they've
like one of their haunts or whatever.
It's like one of their like perks of like coming to
my God.
Get freaked out at this place.
100% McKamey. Oh, did we say we're talking? Oh yeah, we did. 100% McKamey Manor needs one of those like Juggalo commercials for The Gathering where it's like, we have everything. You'll get coronavirus. Like,
whoop, whoop.
You'll be buried in kid shit, and then we'll smell your hands.
Like me,
whatever,
every day.
Yeah.
It's a real mind fuck basically. But unlike a regular haunted house experience, it is tailored to you pretty much. Like you're saying, it's like a 1 or 2 person at a time experience.
Yeah.
And it is extreme. For a lot of the haunted houses, you do sign a waiver because, you know, you can get scared and like have a panic attack or, you know, even a heart attack if you're scared enough. But for this place, you're signing a waiver. You have to bring a doctor's note that saying like you are physically and mentally sound to go through this. You're like in good health physically and mentally.
Yep.
They
need your fingernail clippings.
Yeah, you need to do a blood and pee test. No, I'm just kidding.
You have to do a coffee enema, and then they like drain it for sediment, and then they use that to figure out what your scariest haunts are, and then it's called a shit stem cell test.
Yeah, they have like a little like seeing mirror or something that they sprinkle your shit on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like how you read tea leaves, but they like sift through the shit, and then however the shit lands, then they base that on the closest Rorschach test, and then they go, oh, okay, it's moths, and it is.
Fuck. It's like a personality test for your scary, spooky feelings.
Yeah.
But also it's literally just
like a background check and doctor's notes.
You do have to sign a massive waiver and do the doctor's note and all that. So
it's like 40 pages. I think even like, yes, I think you have to sign a waiver most experiences that are like spooky because of you know, like health reasons in case you do have a heart attack or something. But also, I think it's because what's more likely to happen in those scenarios is like someone grabs you and you don't want them touching you, and they're allowed to. That's like what those waivers always say. It's like
you'll be like touched or whatever.
And it's very dark and you might trip and injure yourself or whatever. Right. It's like just to cover their ass. Or
like if you run away from something, you can like smack into a wall or something.
Yeah.
Well, this is not a haunted house. Like I said, they really try to, I guess, like kind of market themselves as that, but that is not what this is at all. I would not say
no.
you're going for the boo factor, the scare factor that you would get from a typical haunted house. Like, I've been through one of those haunted houses before. Like, where you walk through and people jump out at you and there's like dead zombie people coming out of the corners, or you're just in a dark room and then I don't know, you just see weird shit.
Or there's like fake walls and like hands come out and stuff. And
yeah,
you're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and you weave your way through the house, whatever. This is not that.
This is if you want to be scared in like a prisoner of war house. Like, this is like the most awful stuff that you could do to anybody.
Yeah, truly.
For fun. People do this for fun.
Yeah. I don't think it's for fun. I think there's some major issues here.
Yeah.
So McKamey Manor was founded in San Diego, California by a man named Russ McKamey. And the original haunted house was like literally just his house. I'm saying haunted house, but it wasn't a haunted house. His torture chamber was his own home on his property. Like, he used his backyard. He used his whole house. But now it's located in Alabama and Tennessee. I think the main place is like in Tennessee.
Yeah.
But I think he moved out of San Diego permanently to do it where there's not as many restrictions, and he has more space because in San Diego he was like in a tract home with lots of neighbors.
He's like in a townhouse.
And the cops would be called constantly. His neighbors were like, we just can't handle the screaming.
Yeah.
And the actual abduction scenes that we're seeing every day. It is.
And the torture.
I had my grandma over last week and she was fucking traumatized. Come on, man.
Oh my God. I was having high tea with my grandma and we saw him suffocating someone almost to death. It's, I think also in Tennessee, maybe there's obviously just more space and that helps him in terms of creepy vibes because you don't know where you are. You're already disoriented when you show up. Where it's if you're at the house next to the Jack in the Box in San Diego or whatever, it's I'm here all the time. You know,
lots of foot traffic. Kids trying to just ride their bikes and stuff by. But in Tennessee, he has land and property, and it's out away from people.
Yeah.
This is very much a house of horrors and torture. And I don't think that I have seen anything really like it ever.
No, it's Saw is a fake movie, but it's kind of like Saw meets Fear Factor meets I don't know, some Vietnam movie. It's just
It's people are legitimately tortured. Yeah. Let's just put it that way. It's not I mean, if you think about it, all torture is simulation of a sort of act that people think they're going to die from, basically.
Right. True torture is bringing someone to the brink of killing them so that they're experiencing the feeling of almost having that thing happen, but then it doesn't. Yeah. Your body still thinks it's happening. Everything, because you don't know if it's going to result in death. Right?
Well, yeah, because when you sign this waiver that this man, Russ McKamey, makes you sign.
Of course his name's Russ.
Of course. I mean, asshole.
It makes sense.
I mean, asshole. So there is all through this whole document, you understand that there is a risk of death. But, you go on a roller coaster, there's a risk of death. Right. And that's kind of the equivalency that he's trying to make with this is that it's a game, it's not real, whatever. But, with anything, there's risks is what he's trying to say with this very, I would say kind of flimsy 40-page. Even though it is dense, it is, I was reading through some of it. It is. Oh. it cannot be a legally binding document because it's just like, it's insane.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was really weird. I put a note in here that it's classified. So it's not a business. It is classified as a nonprofit, which I thought maybe was for legal reasons, but I think you answered this at some point.
So he does not take any money as payment for the experience he puts people through. So basically you get on a waiting list to do this. And I guess at last check, I don't know if this is still true, but there's over 20,000 people on this waiting list. Like, I think it's like upwards of 25,000 now at this point of allegedly of people who want to do this.
I mean, I believe it.
So people like are in line to do this experience on this waiting list. And then when they get called wherever they are in the world, they will come and the first thing they do is sign this waiver, and then they go through the experience. But it's there's no money exchanged for the experience. What Russ McKamey asked for people to do is bring a dog food for his dogs. And of course, donations are always welcome, but it's not an exchange for the experience. It's only dog food for his dogs, and that's it.
Okay, we just recorded a Patreon episode about Robert the Doll, and we were talking about how we need to start our retirement plan, which is creating some sort of horrific or something we say is haunted and then like just having people pay to see it.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're not doing this. If there's like 25,000 people in line, fucking come to my house. I'll step on your balls. I'll pour like water on your face.
Yeah, I'll save up all the shit from Jack's diapers. And
my God. Bury you in a pile of shit. Exactly. Yeah. I'll save up my own shit. But actually, I guess I wouldn't want dog food. I'd want money, cash money.
Listen. There's a market for it. We can do it.
Okay.
If you can dream it, you can do it. But again, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Fair. Yep.
But yeah.
Hashtag 2020.
100%. So, like I said earlier, each experience is tailored to each person who volunteers to do this. And and Russ McKamey, he totally... I think he before anything even happens, he has some sort of rapport with the person who's coming.
Yeah, they have meeting, they have Zoom conference calls ahead of time, he interviews people to find out what their life's been like and what bad relationships they've had, what they're most scared of, how they don't want to die the most, and then it's then he uses all that shit against you. It's It's how, do you remember the talk show circuit in the 90s when Maury Povich and stuff would have people on the show that were deathly afraid of spiders or turtles or something? It was an irrational fear. And then he would what's it called? It's not aversion therapy, but it's exposure therapy.
Yeah,
he would make them behold a spider. Yeah, there's something to it, but not in this context because it's they're not working their way up to it. It's oh, now they're on stage and now here comes a turtle and they're bringing the turtle over and the people are having
a full-blown panic attack on stage, on camera, on television. Yeah.
That's what this is. It's except there's no ratings. It's for his amusement, I would imagine.
I watched several YouTube videos of people going through the experience, and there's footage of, so he takes video of all of the experiences that people go through. There's tons and tons of footage of people doing this shit.
Yeah.
Some of it is obviously edited and you don't see maybe some of the worst of the stuff that happens to people, but it doesn't matter. It's the shit that is shown is just horrific and and absolutely brutal. So
fucking making people drink toilet water and shit probably.
Oh,
it's gross. People are bloody and dirty. It's bad. Yeah, so he interviews people to figure out what their deepest, darkest fears are, essentially.
Yeah.
So that made me curious, like, if you were to do this, which I know you wouldn't because you're not a dum-dum, and I would never do this, but if you did do this and he was asking you, what would be, like, your deepest, darkest, like, what, no, not even your deepest, darkest fears, what do you think the experience would be? Like, what would it end up being?
I mean, I honestly, I feel like there's not a lot that can phase me after giving birth. Like that was,
fair.
I shit myself. I threw up all over myself.
You probably felt like you were going to die.
Oh, I thought I was, there was a few times where I was like, well, I was like surrounded by doctors, so I wasn't too afraid of that, but I was like in so much pain that I kind of wanted to die at some point.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like an all-consuming thing that you just can't, nothing matters but the pain that you're feeling. You're in just like such a weird altered state. But I don't know. It's really hard for me to imagine a scenario that is as bad as that. But I guess if I were to, my worst thing that could happen is, and this could happen in this situation, is anything where I'm confined in a place completely alone.
Yeah.
Like being buried alive or like trapped in a cave that's pitch black that I don't know where I am or have any idea if I can escape or not.
Yeah.
Being alone and experiencing that where it's just like that oppressive darkness.
Yeah.
And that just the claustrophobia of that is, I'm not even claustrophobic, but I guess I am.
Everybody is in the right scenario.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that is psychologically more terrifying to me than anything than a person could actually do to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like pain stuff, like I would be horrible, but I feel like I know how to disassociate pretty well because I've had some really fucked up shit happen to me pain-wise. So I feel like, I don't know. That's,
oh my God.
What about you?
I think, well, it would start where there's someone role-playing the child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And then it's like, oh no, and I have to go with him and he tricks me. And then we stand in front of a mirror and he laughs at my tummy and my large belly button. And then after that, they make me relive the night where I cried at the Brandon Iron because our friend wouldn't make out with me. And then
oh, babe. Oh, man.
No, I don't know. All the stuff he does is awful. But
it's all bad.
But I think my own personal hell, I think drowning to death would be really bad, or suffocating to death. I think drowning would be worse because suffocating, I think you'd pass out. Drowning, you're like aware, I think, until you're not.
Yeah.
So drowning is and we both watched that Dark, what is it? Dark
Tourist.
The Dark Tourist. Yeah, we both watched like the episode about this, and I like watching, even like my chest gets tight, but it's like watching him do anything water related where he's like drowning people for good chunks of time was upsetting to me.
Deeply, deeply upsetting.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is not just like, some dude fucking around. Like Russ McKamey is an expert at this because he spent 23 years in the military, specifically the Navy. And so he knows what the fuck he's doing. And he's very good at it, obviously, because nobody has made it through this shit. And he understands what the psychological tactics are on a military grade level. Like, this is like not a joke at all.
Yeah, these are like actual torture tactics that they use. So
this isn't just like some fucking,
boo.
Yeah, like, or some hillbilly like being weird or something.
Yeah,
like this guy, no offense to hillbillies. This guy is a real deal fucking heavy duty psychopath. Cut from the military cloth. So
who almost seems normal, but
psychopaths sometimes
something's going on. Yeah.
So he's admitted to using like hypnotic
hypnosis
to like get people in a state of anxiety, and put them in a state where they're even going into this they're already clinched, you know?
Yeah. Like, even just how long and mundane, isn't that what the guy on that show was saying? It's like how long the contract was, and they had to read it out loud together, him and this other guy, word for word. And it's like, even
and it took hours, yeah.
And it took hours, like, put him into this weird headspace and, like, rhythm that was, like, already, you feel, and maybe that's where they're hypnotizing people.
I 100% think I like made a note of that later on, because I think that's where it starts.
Yeah.
So when you first get to his property, you know, he greets you, he like gets you, you know, set, and gets you to sign this 40-page waiver.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it all, I think, technically starts, where the psychological torture technically starts, is with the signing of the waiver.
They also make you wear a onesie, which is like maybe there's something about that where it's like you're feeling childlike or something. So you're going in maybe in this like a little bit of a different mind state. I don't know. But the other thing, like right after you sign the contract and you're like getting set up, he puts like headphones on you and makes you listen to his I'm assuming it's a self-produced best hits of easy listening. And it's just him singing like, "You don't know me, but I'm your brother." It's like fucking
rock. And you're like, oh, should I be hype right now, or should I be like scared? Like, I don't know.
He's like, "How sweet it is to be loved by you." And you're just like,
dude, that would be super fucked up if that's what it was.
Especially because, okay, I was just joking when I wrote that in the notes, but then I read in an interview with him that he moonlights as a wedding singer, and I was like, oh no, that's 100% what he's making people listen to, is like his covers of like wedding songs. And also I read that he was a theater kid in his youth, like at some point. So what he's doing with like his army experience and his wedding singerness and his like theatrical side, it's all coming together, and like this is the role he was born to play. You know what I mean?
It's his passion. It's his
passion.
It is his ultimate role.
If you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life, and that is what he does.
Yeah, this is not a job.
No, it's a passion.
So some of the things that you can experience, or people have experienced, or that you might be subjected to, that are actually in the waiver that you sign.
Yeah.
Right off the top, cuts, bruises, sprains, broken bones. Those are things you can almost with certainty expect to happen while you're doing this experience.
Mm-hmm.
Near drowning and near waterboarding situations will occur. Waterboarding, like if you're looking for the purest kind of definition, is when you are laid back on a flat surface, have a cloth over your face and a pitcher of water poured right onto your face, and the cloth simulates drowning, and you that's waterboarding. But he claims that like waterboarding is not a thing that they do. So maybe in the purest form of it they don't, but there is definitely some drowning simulations. Like they dunk people's heads in
they hold them underwater
for
30 seconds.
Yeah, for
multiple times.
Yeah, many times. And it's cold, so you know when you like catch your breath, it's like
you're not taking a deep breath.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to catch your breath and to like really relax. Your body is like already like tense and frozen, and so the whole thing is very bad.
Dude. And the one I was gonna say earlier, like when we were talking about the drowning stuff, the one that really fucked me up in that show is when they put a helmet on someone and then they filled it with water.
Yikes.
How did they save them from, like, I just was, and the people are like blindfolded and like they can't see or like use their hands or anything. It's, oh God, it's brutal to watch it. I can't imagine living it.
No, it's completely fucked up. And then being buried alive, that's a thing that can happen and has happened to people. Being hung by your arms, like with your arms above your head for a long period of time, which is extremely painful. You're being slapped, pushed, and verbally assaulted the entire time.
But with no curse words. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, no curse words, but you're verbally assaulted. Like,
you maggot or whatever like, army people say. Yeah.
And just like the tone is extremely harsh and abusive. You might have your teeth pulled, or you might have to pull your own teeth.
No.
Chunks of your hair can get shaved off or like scalped off. Your fingernails might be pulled off. I don't know if that's ever really happened, but that's like in the waiver. And like we said, McKamey also uses hypnosis to induce panic attacks in some people. And God knows what else. These are all just the most like typical things that I've read about and people have testified about happening to them, and what can happen, which is in the waiver. That is you can probably find online pretty easily. Shockingly, though, no one has actually died from going through this experience. However, somebody has had a heart attack doing this shit. So, and he seems to think that's like funny.
Ugh.
Like people are like, he's like, oh, hater. This is the thing. You can always spot a real piece of shit by the way that he calls people haters. Like anybody that is like against
like all my haters.
Yeah, like you call people haters, like
that's bad.
It's not a good. You don't want to have that stance about people. It's like maybe if you realize that what you're doing is not good, and it's not that people are hating you. It's just that maybe you're an asshole. I don't know.
Yeah, you might just be like not a nice person.
Yeah. So he seems to kind of like love the fact that he has induced a heart attack in somebody and that they didn't die from it. So it's fine.
I feel like, well, and everyone knows going into this, like 100%, you know what it's going to be like. By this point, you've watched movies. He makes people watch other people's experience just so they're fully aware. Yeah. Like, this could be bad. And he tells you in the paperwork, like, hey, I'm going to bury you. I'm going to simulate burying you. I'm going to simulate drowning you, blah, blah, all this stuff. Which is where, like, I do have a little bit of, like, a hard time with this because I'm, like, my stance is very torn on this. I'm very much in the middle, which to this point, I'm, like, I hate this guy, blah, blah, blah. But I do think, like, there are people who I think just want to feel like they want the rush of these things, and everyone is consenting and adults in this situation, and everybody knows, like, the expectations are fully written out, and you know everything that's going to happen to you is bad. And once you're in it, obviously it feels different. But I do feel like people just, like, really, some people have the personality where, like, they just want to, like, be strong and, like, do these things and have adrenaline, and this is one of those things. And then on the other hand, I'm like, but also this is, like, very cruel, and it just seems like something that shouldn't be offered, but then people want it. So then it's like this weird, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what's worse, the people doing this, like signing up to do it, or him. It's like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, it's that kind of morality thing where it's not, there's nothing about it that is helping humanity. There's nothing about it that I don't think that it helps any person in any way, but maybe it's something. Yeah, I don't know. I have some deeper thoughts about it that we can talk about later. But
okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I just think, like, there's no, like not everything does help humanity. And I keep kind of relating this to like a fetish almost, where it's like, if this is your thing and you are fully aware of the consequences of it, whether you're like the giver or the receiver, then that is your prerogative. You know what I mean? And even though I think people like someone had a heart attack, people get seriously injured and like maimed, and it is way too far in my opinion, but like there is something about it where I'm like, well, this is an exchange and people are willing. I don't know, like even if you like don't complete it, you get to like, it gives you a bragging rights thing. It's something you've done, you've experienced it, you know what it's like. There is something, you do hold like power in that.
Sure. Yeah, I guess so.
It's all just, I mean, I don't understand it because I have no interest in this. Maybe people listening will have thoughts, or like maybe someone's wanted to do this, which I would be very curious to know like what is motivating that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's honestly my biggest question about this whole entire thing is why somebody would want to do this, even knowing full well, like you're saying, he has everybody watch that goes into it. He is laying it all out for everybody, exactly how bad it is. Yeah. Shows them videos, like has these interviews with them, makes them sign this waiver that's like so intense. Yeah. And people still do it, and they do it for hours sometimes.
Dude, like 12 hours. Like it just goes.
Yeah, so that's where I'm like, I don't know if there actually is an end, because
I kind of think that too.
Yeah, there apparently is a reward for finishing this at the end of it, quote unquote, the end, wherever that may be. I don't know what that end is. I don't know that there actually is an end, because it's like all set in his mind of what's the end.
That's my guess too. But there's no he says that no one's ever completed it, and if they did, they would end up in Alabama. So like he must have an idea of the sequence of events that like but because each one's personalized, I don't think, and because he's completely in control.
Wait, what do you mean end up in Alabama? Like they walk that far, or they travel that far?
Oh, no, like I think you get into a like he transports you.
I see.
Because you're not stationary the whole time. It's not like you're in a room in a chair and he's doing all these things to you. He makes you go out into the woods and like change locations and shit. It's really wild. And then there is, so we just said no one's ever finished this. The reason people stop, I mean, it's up to them, but I guess the reason he stops torturing them is because they say a phrase that's agreed upon while they're signing the paperwork that is the like safe word. And it is a very specific phrase that he helps come up with that is very like degrading and demeaning to them. And also it's in the contract that even if they say that phrase, he doesn't have to stop, which is a weird like little loophole. But I mean, since no one's died, I think he probably listens to people when they say they're done. Yeah. It's wild. And we also said he films all of this. There's footage. And the weird thing to me is that he doesn't really do anything with the footage. Like he puts it on YouTube or whatever to show.
And it's up on the website too.
And it's on the website.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
his website.
It shows you what kind of things to expect, and also it shows everybody quitting and like being upset afterward, essentially. But like, you know how when you go skydiving or something, like you could buy the video. Can you? I wonder if you could buy your own video of you being tortured.
Oh, 100%. And like since it's like available online, it's like I don't know.
Yeah, but the whole thing, I don't know. I mean, it's like he picks and chooses, but
it's just after watching a few of these videos of people like tapping out basically, and then he records them saying the phrase, and they're like all just like
crying and bloody
and shaking and like in this like complete state of shock. And then there's like this camaraderie almost that he has with them, where they're like they defer to him, and he is like like he's their dom, you know? Like he has.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is like very.
Yeah.
It's. I don't think it's sexual, but I don't think it's not sexual. Like I don't think it's sexual, but I don't think it's not sexual. Maybe for some people or for him even. Like there is something in the power exchange of it all that I think people get off on in 100%. Some sort of way. And like, yeah, it's just so extreme. I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty weird. I think that the other weird part for me is that like I don't know if this is true, but if you can confirm this, but I read in an interview, so I'm assuming it's true, but there's like a $20,000 prize. So people don't do it to win money, but it is kind of like a game show. Yeah. And when you arrive, there is $20,000 in your like pot of money. Yeah. And everybody has a chance to win 20 grand. But for every time you fail an activity, he takes away $500. And I don't know exactly, like everyone's failing every activity. Like it's not like an obstacle course where like you climb the crag or whatever.
When he decides it's over, then you completed that section of whatever. I don't know. It's pretty wild. But yeah, you lose $500 every time you fail section
or if of the course. Like what? It's course, not a course. I don't. Yeah, it's like not Double Dare, sir. Also, like no, it's like Chris Harrison comes out and like takes your rose away. He's like,
Yeah.
Also, you're not allowed to curse, which like he'll take money out of your account for that as well. So like if you're like motherfucker, I think he'll like beat you harder. He doesn't like it. He says he said, this was in a Washington Post article. He said that I'm the most straight-laced guy you could think of. And it's like, I don't think that's true.
I think that is just what he's saying because cursing actually is an endorphin releaser. Like, so like when you stub your toe or something.
Yeah.
And you curse, it actually like helps
it calms you down.
And it calms you down. Oh. So I think it's like a control thing.
Dude, that is genius.
Yeah. Everything is like you have to like keep this shit in mind. Like all these rules and all the like, you know, all the things are him just saying, you know, you can't do this because I'm so straight-laced. No, it's because like there's a psychological reason for not being able to do it. It's all control.
Oh my God.
And it's all like a level of not being able to, you know, have any kind of, you know, motivation to keep going.
Whoa.
I don't know. It's pretty fucked up.
I'm also like, if he gets paid in dog food, where does he have 20 grand from? You know what I mean?
Yeah. If that's like the prize money, where is that money coming from?
Yeah.
I think my like hot take of that is that he just like would take out a loan or something if he really had to. Because he like says in the Dark Tourist that he only gets like $800 a month for like Social Security or his
from his Navy
pension.
Retirement. Yeah,
whatever. That's horse shit. He's like getting money somewhere, or like his girlfriend at the time. Yeah,
he sings at wedding. He's a wedding singer.
Yeah, he's a wedding singer. Well, he has other, I'm sure, like some other passive income from something. And also he had a girlfriend at the time. Maybe he had her front some money. Who knows? Oh yeah, maybe it's like maybe also there's like a top secret. Like maybe they do get paid for this shit. Who knows? There's like a internet rumor that he actually does torture and kill people, and those videos are like on the dark web somewhere. Like there's a red room, like a killing room or whatever. That's what that guy asked in that show we watched. Yeah. He was like, are you like, do you sell these on fetish sites or whatever? And he's like, what? No. And it's like, it's not a fetish, whatever. Thou doth protest. Yeah, thou doth protest too much, sir. He's like, what? No, what do you mean? Fetish.net? I never would. I don't know if that's what I don't, probably. Spy it if it's not. Torture me, please, but PLZ, daddy. Yeah. At .net. See, this is the thing. There is sex work that is specifically for this, and you can find it if you don't even have to look hard. It's like right there. You can.
Yeah.
People will do this, and it's like it's all very safe. It's all very consensual, and you don't have to get dirty. I mean, you can if you want to.
Yeah.
But like, you don't have to have this like weird military guy like yelling at you and like almost
part of it.
drowning you. But if that's part of it, that's fine too. But I'm just saying. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I just. Man, this whole thing.
I know. It's so much. Also, I think like the last little like financial thing about this that I thought was insane, like he's claimed to have invested over $1 million in this, and I'm just like, how in God's name have you spent that much on like rusted chainsaws and like metal bathtubs, sir?
Listen.
Like,
you can just thrift that stuff. It doesn't need to cost like premium dollars, okay?
Okay, have you ever heard of a store called Home Goods? Because you could find like everything you need there. Do you need like a rusty ass looking picture frame, but it's like farm?
You could also like DIY it into a like head box where you can fill it up with water.
Exactly. Oh my God. Like you could use like they have bar serving trays, but you could cut a hole in that and then you put someone's head through it and
then you put scorpions on that tray.
You put scorpions on the tray. Oh, you put a fucking rattlesnake on it.
Great.
So it's a fucking get a beanbag chair and then you suffocate someone under that until, they're almost passed out.
Yeah.
But it's like, I mean, come on, sir. $1 million.
He's obviously not a Maxinista. Sorry.
Oh my God.
Nordstrom torture rack, am I right? God.
Oh my God.
This guy.
Do you hate it? I hate it. I got it at Ross. Oh my God. They have killer deals there.
Oh God. Well, this guy's I don't know if it's there's always rumors that it's getting shut down. There's always rumors that somebody's died. Yeah. There's always rumors that he's been arrested. He like has to call the local police to tell them every time he does one of these things like, "Hey, it's me, Russ, local police station." Yeah. Just FYI, I have another he calls it a show going on tonight, so please don't come down and arrest me or get freaked out if anybody calls.
I'm fake drowning someone tonight, so don't worry.
Yeah, it's fine. It's cool.
Yeah. It's I guess the last little thing that I thought was interesting in this article was his final quote of it was just like his final claim about all this is that what he does is all just magic. It's a magic act, and it's just a lot of smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, if the smoke choked you and the mirrors broke and cut your fucking ass up, like that's...
Yeah, sliced you from hole to hole.
Yeah, that is not what this is. This is like real shit. It's not like a simulation. Like, yeah, if it was a simulation, that would be more of an acceptable thing to say. But this is the fact that you're walking out of this limping or with a broken rib or whatever. Yeah, that's real. That's happened to you, and it's not just psychological. It is physical. So,
dude, one of the worst parts too in this whole thing is that at the end, after you're done, he makes you shower in this like gross bathroom.
I know. It's like,
I'm like, when was the last time someone cleaned this tub?
Like, if you put somebody through this, you better put them in a fucking like headed steam shower with like the finest bath products, okay?
I want a fucking bathrobe. It's been freshly laundered. It's warm. There's some macadamia nuts waiting. Like,
there better be a fucking spa experience at the end of this. Otherwise, I'm not doing it.
I know. Also, it's like, I want it to be like, it looks like I'm going to go into the world's grossest bathroom, and then it opens, and it's like, oh.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, no, I get to be in here.
Yeah.
And then
maybe that is actually what happens at the end.
I know, but they don't show you because they don't
That's
want
what the $1 million went to.
Oh, I like it. I still wouldn't do it. I'll just go stay at a hotel. Absolutely
not. I hate it. So I guess like my final thought, feeling, whatever about this is like, because I keep coming back to the same question of like, why would anybody do this? What is the motivation? And I guess I just wonder if it's, for some people, if it's like a way to process some other sort of trauma that happened to them at some point, like to erase it or reassociate pain from something else so they could relegate it to a totally different experience and compartmentalize it differently. I don't know.
Interesting.
So they can move past like whatever it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or is it like a masochistic point to prove to themselves that they could still feel something like terror or pain that's brought on by their own choice, yet given to them by somebody else. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I've been watching Dexter for the first time. It's kind of like if Dexter did this, like to see if he could feel.
Yeah. Like I think there's some people who, because of trauma, because of like whatever their life experiences, or like even just like how their brains are wired, where they want to know like, am I human? Can I feel? Am I in my body? Is this like, because you know, like I don't know, like some people just have different reactions and experiences and so I wonder though if this is like a way for people to feel a human.
Yes,
in a way,
I think it is.
You know,
I think it is. I think it's like some people. I think there's just like a spectrum of even if you just look at like people who like spooky things, it's like some people are just too scared. They don't like anything, you know, like they don't want to watch spooky shows or movies or anything. Everything's too scary, too much blood, too much gore, whatever. And then on the other end of that spectrum is like people who can't get enough of that and just like love it, and it makes them feel a fun way. And I think and it's the same with like roller coasters, like where's your threshold? It's the same with driving a fast car or doing like action sports. It's like it's all the same.
But I think the difference in this is like with all those things, with all those examples, you're feeling some sort of adrenaline, some sort of thrill, a rush. This seems very depressive to me. Like the experience that you have is not not an uplifting thing. Like maybe for some people at the end of it, they're happy that they made it through and they're like, okay. But I think for a majority of people, they're like, why did I do that? That was scarring and upsetting. Yeah. And I feel weird now.
But is that just the immediate feeling? Maybe. I think the further you are away from it, because it's like I'm just thinking, even like with giving birth to Jack, you know, it's like while you're in it, it's just like the worst. I'm thinking of like things related to my surgery and stuff. It's like I'm going to this thing. It's going to be so awful. The build up to it is awful. While you're in it, it's awful. But you know, any moment now, there's going to be a relief. Mm-hmm. Like, and even if it's just for a second, you know, before the next part continues. It's like when I had my braces taken off and they're snapping them off. And I just like, I was so like mentally wild from like just, I was so like scared about, oh my God, what if like something happens with my jaw or my teeth gonna loosen up, whatever, I don't know. But each one I was like, oh my God, but it would, right when it would come off, I'd be like, like you have this like moment and then it's like the next one. And I think that's what it's probably like to experience this thing. It's like how you're seeing how far you could push yourself, and like each little moment you're getting through is like a win. And then it's like, there's no way it's worse than that. I'm probably almost done. And then it's like, no.
Yeah, I know.
It gets worse. I don't know. It's like,
I know. Yeah.
This whole thing,
I would never, I don't encourage anybody to do this. No. Please don't. And I mean,
I don't know. I'm still torn. I did not think this topic would result in, I thought it would be like, what the fuck? This place is stupid. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
but then it's like, oh, wow, it's like a moral dilemma.
And it's like some people like want it to be like really metal, and like that's like the idea I had in my brain was like it's like a Rob Zombie movie or something.
Yeah, where it's like just the chainsaws with no chain on it, and they're like getting close to you, and there's like then they like put firecrackers by you or something, and
they like pour pig's blood all over you or whatever. But this is
which is still a lot.
This is like military, like again military grade fucking torture. So.
But that's what makes it more real, and then that's what's more exciting about it to people.
It's authentic. Yeah.
It's authentic. Yeah. And you have an authentic person doing it. Wow. What a time. I would love to know if anyone's like done this or
knows somebody who has. Yeah. Please let us know. Shit, that's all. Like I'm like psychologically scarred from this shit.
Just watching like oh my God, just watching the 20 minutes or whatever. I watched that whole episode and I was like more interested in the other things in the episode. And then what was it? It was like the Manson murders.
Yeah.
And then something else, right?
Yeah. I can't remember what the other thing was.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't that interested. Yeah. And then this, and I was like, and then I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah. The Dark Tourist episode is on Netflix. It's a Netflix produced thing. David Farrier, who is of Tickled fame. Remember the documentary Tickled?
Yeah.
He fucking rules. And then there's also another documentary about this whole thing about like haunted houses.
Yeah.
And specifically about McKamey Manor, which is Haunters, The Art of the Scare. And I started watching that, but I had to stop like pretty soon in because Jack took a massive shit and it was all downhill from there.
Oh my God.
But yeah.
Yeah, and that was its own horror.
But I watched the whole episode of Dark Tourist, so check that out. It's the 8th episode, so
it's good.
Check it out. That's all I got.
Yeah, same. You guys, make sure you're subscribed on any of the platforms you listen on.
Yeah,
I guess.
Check us out on YouTube if you haven't yet.
Yes. Oh, we're like 10 subscribers away from being able to have a vanity URL, which will make it so much easier for you to find it. Because we'll be able to just say it's YouTube / whatever. But for now, just go to our website. You could find it from there. And I think it's in our bios on our social medias at DTFU Podcast, all the platforms.
Yeah, check it out. Thank you so much for listening and or watching. And you know what? Be excellent. Be excellent to yourselves.
And each other.
Don't do torture to yourself or anybody else.
Unless it's consensual.
I guess.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, Lord.
What a time.
What a time.